Hello, how are things? How are you getting on? How are you? Let's get straight into it and talk about the Chelsea and Crystal Palace game, which just finished 0-0. I've had a bit of time to sit and think to myself about what I saw, what I've seen on Twitter, the meltdown, the excuses making. Don't mind all that. Let's get into it. Firstly, anyway, here are the stats from the game. 1.8 kind of XG. They had 1 XG as well. So realistically, you'd think it would have finished 2-1. We had plenty of chances to score. Andre Santos, Gusto, a few different more bits and pieces. The ball bouncing in and around the box a couple of times. Loads of shots, not very many big chances made. So what does that tell you? It would tell you that we need something more clinical, or else the players were tired. The way I saw them all kind of collapse to the ground basically when the game finished, maybe think that they were exhausted. But I just see Man United and Arsenal playing, they kind of did the same thing too. So I'm not sure. Could be fitness, I don't know. I saw Maresca saying that we didn't have much of a pre-season. Lad, we played in a tournament that finished up 5 weeks ago. We had a bit of a pre-season. Different excuses coming out about a centre-back. Maresca wants a centre-back. The club don't think we need a centre-back. This kind of public jostling is never ever good. Clearly, Maresca has said he wants a centre-back. From what I saw today, I don't think the issue is centre-back. I think Acheampong and Chalobah were fantastic. I'll go to the ratings here now in a minute, but I thought the two of them were very good. It was up the other end of the pitch. We just couldn't seem to break them down. At parts of the game, I would genuinely say that our attack was shit. We just couldn't break them down. We couldn't do anything. But overall, look, I suppose give it a bit of time. I think it was Gittens. It's his first professional game playing with us. That's the first time we've had that kind of attacking 3 or 4. So I think, look, give it a bit of time, might grow into it. Not the start we wanted. You'd always rather a win. They didn't pose much of a threat, to be honest, besides that weird free kick that was ruled offside. But anyway, let's go through the rankings. Robert Sanchez, he didn't really do a whole lot. There wasn't a whole lot for him to do. He made 1 or 2 saves. I give him a 6.5. He did slightly more than absolutely nothing. So fine, grand, nothing major. Reece James, I think kind of the same as well. I did think him and Estevao were linking up pretty well once Estevao came on. So probably a 6. I'll say 6.5 as well, to be honest. He didn't really put a foot wrong. He played. He came off not injured, which is always great when you're dealing with Reece James. So no, I'm happy enough. Yeah, give him a 6.5. Josh Acheampong, 8. Man the match, was great. Stood up to the occasion. Shows why we don't need to sell every single Cobham graduate as pure profit. 3 of our back 4 were academy players. Does that not show that we don't need to be selling them? He's put himself up there. It reminds me of the time that Lampard was our manager. The first time, the slightly more successful time. And Tomori came in, went from 4th choice to, I think, one stage Lampard said he was 1st choice, but that was never the case. He was probably 2nd choice. Comes in, makes a name for himself. He's playing with passion. That always helps. So yeah, I give Acheampong an 8. Very good. Start in the next few games. Trevor Chalobah, I give Chalobah a 7. I think really when he had a younger centre back with him, he really showed leadership elements. He really bossed the back line. A lot of good runs forward, clearances. He was very good, solid performance. Can't say I'm too surprised. I've always expected this level from him, despite what other people might think, like Maresca and the board. But yeah, very happy with Chalobah as well. Gets a 7. Mark Cucurella, kind of in the same vein as Reece James. Didn't do a whole lot wrong. He was okay. Bombed forward a few times. A few misplaced passes. I might give him a 6. I feel like he might have done a small bit more wrong than Reece James. So for that, I give him a 6. It was okay. You'd want this as a bare minimum from Cucurella. Moises Caicedo, he captured the ball, what a fancy word. He regained the ball or regained possession, whatever you want to call it, a few times. He was definitely destructive, stopping a lot of Crystal Palace attacks. I think it was just a very, if you had a scale of standard performances from Caicedo, this might be in the lower 3rd of what you'd hope from him, but I give him a 6.5. No major bother. Did the job pretty well. If we're being attacked more and more, obviously you might get a higher ranking because he'd have more to deal with. But for today, 6.5. Enzo Fernandez. He's not getting a 6.5. I would give Enzo 4.5 or 5. I'm kind of torn. I think 4.5. That first half, guys, he was very bad. Second half, slightly better, but he was well off it today. Don't know, is he carrying injury or what the story is? I mean, we have backup on the bench. Fair enough, Lavia isn't fit to play, but like we still have Andre Santos that could come on and play for him. So I don't know, very disappointing performance today from him. I thought he'd be like really pushing forward, keeping going with this kind of form he showed in the last season, but really this just wasn't very good. 4.5 I give him. Pedro Neto, he started on the right and then he finished on the left. So given the bit of flexibility, he kept on running. He kept getting terrible balls played up to him. Honest to God, every single ball that seemed to go for him either was too far, went out for a throw and anything else. I think this is always a case of Neto when he plays for us, is that like he's good but never great. Like this again, I think is a 6.5. Nothing too amazing. He did fling a nice few crosses into the box, but again, nothing that blew me away. If our whole attack was like Pedro Neto, then I think we'd see a lot more is that we don't score or just get one goal. He's not like your pinnacle. He's someone to lean on to get an assist here or there, which I think was our problem last year with like Madueke and Sancho. No one really grabbed the game by the balls and kind of went at it, bar Palmer. So that's the thing with Neto. He always kind of he's in and around it. So, but I think for today, 6.5. Cole Palmer, very mixed bag. Like there was times he tried his best to make something happen, but nothing would happen for him. I think if we base off a Cole Palmer standard, it might be a 5, 5.5. But for a regular human being, which he still is, I would give it a 6. He was okay. He tried. He did try to make things happen, but just nothing was happening. So in that case, I give him a 6. Again, this is part of the performances we've seen from him where he just can't seem to get it. He had a few shots he took and it just seemed like he was like, fuck it. Just swung his leg at it and just hope for the best. But yeah, I'd give him a 6. Hope we can see better from the cold one in weeks to come. Jamie Gittens. This poor fella, oh my God. I'm gonna have to say 4.5 as well, to be honest. I saw him getting roasted on Twitter and I was like, the man has spent 45 minutes in the first team playing a professional game, which you won't calm down. I was saying stuff like, Gittens needs Garnacho, he needs Garnacho. Shut the fuck up. He has Tyreek George, and like we saw today, he came off for Estevao and then Pedro Neto play on the left. We have enough going on. Bringing in all these players and having less and less chances is going to do no one any good. This whole year might be the exact same as we just saw from Gittens for that first half. Just learning, growing, developing. Saying all that, it wasn't a great performance. I've been making excuses for him here for the last like half a minute, but at the same time, it wasn't good enough. But again, give him time. It'll take time to adapt. But for now, 4.5. Hooked before an hour had passed the game, and I was like, Jesus. João Pedro. Quite the dip from the Club World Cup, don't you think? Makes you consider, was that tournament a load of shit? Like I think it was. Look, from watching João Pedro last year, this is what I would kind of expect from Brighton's semi-main striker. To be fair, like I said with Palmer, he didn't get a lot of chances to kind of break them down. He was a ghost for the most part. He was a ghost. He didn't really do anything for most of the part. But again, that can come down to supply. Like I mentioned, Gittens wasn't great, Neto wasn't great, so it wasn't really his fault too much. I would give 5.5 at the same time. He just didn't, it wasn't okay, it was below okay, which I'll say is 5.5. Realistically, 5 should be just the middle of the ground, but I'll give him 5.5, hoping for much better going forward. The substitutes then, Malo Gusto, that shot he took near the end of the game, oh my God. On my stream, I was literally like, don't shoot. And then he shot, and I was just like, why are you shooting, lad? Have you ever scored a goal like that in your life? So Gusto, I don't know, again, the main thing is he comes on to prevent Reece James getting an injury. 5.5, probably just, you know what, he was there. No one can deny it, he was there. Andre Santos, again he did okay, but when he came on he was pushing way more forward and Palmer was back. It was going like Caicedo, Palmer, Santos. I was like, why is Santos so far forward? Especially when the ball came into the box and he blew it way over. I couldn't believe it. But again, I don't know, I would hope for better, but again, give them time, they'll bed in, they just need to get used to things. But for now, because of that miss, 5. Estevao. So yeah, Estevao came on. I was surprised how early he came on, and by God, I was surprised how good he was. Driving. First gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, sixth gear, flying it. He was going at them. I think at times he needed to kind of lower it down a bit and just kind of play more in the system and kind of pass it around rather than trying to matrix his way through the Palace defence. I was like, whoa lad, you're literally 6 years of age. Calm down a bit. I really liked what I saw. A bit more coaching, he'll be great. Based on what I saw, I give him a 7. And if another day that someone else might have got the winner or we got 2 goals, might be more of a 6, 6.5. But what I saw today, he had as much of an impact on the game as Chalobah did. He drove it, he went at it. He could have got an assist or 2 depending on finishing and just his crosses being a little bit lower. But I give him a 7. I was very impressed. I was very happy to see it. Would I have him starting on that wing and Neto on the other? No, we can't throw Gittens to the gutter yet. But I would have him coming on with half an hour left. There's no doubt about it. I was very impressed. Delap came on. I think he had like 1/2 quarter of a chance, not sure. Didn't get a whole lot of time. I suppose he got like 10-15 minutes, but again, there was nothing really going to him. I think Gusto's horrific shot and Santos' horrific miss, they were both during the times that he was after coming on. I think as well as a cross put in for him and, not for him, sorry, came in and someone kicked the ball forward by it was Santos, and like if the Delap's positioning was slightly better, he might have got on the end of it. But again, look, I think I'm not too pissed off or annoyed. I give him a 6. He was okay. So yeah, based off me giving him a 6 and Pedro a 5.5, I was happier in the time that the Delap was there. I think if he had played the whole game, he could have had a better chance than Pedro. Maresca's rating then, given his subs and how he changed things up and down the pitch. Look, I was happy enough for him to kind of go with Acheampong from the first place. I was happy enough with the lineup. That's what I would have expected. The subs as well, maybe the Delap could have came on sooner, but look, that's nothing major. And again, I would have brought on Santos, Gusto to keep Reece James fit, and Estevao as well. I was very happy with how early he brought him on. I would give Maresca, it's hard to give a manager that doesn't win a game an 8. No, I'll give him an 8 because he's saying that he wants another centre back. Fair enough, I just praise Acheampong and whatever else. Look, have I just kind of contradicted myself here now? I kind of have, 7.5. The inner battling of a Chelsea fan's mind trying to decide what you want to say. 7.5, I think Acheampong has showed that he can start, he can play. I'd have faith in him. Tossin will come back, Fofana will come back. Colwill, very far down the line, will come back. So look, 7.5, happy with the subs. I think the players were more direct come the end of the game. So overall, I've given a few players here a very nice rating. But in all honesty, not a great performance. We need to be more clinical going forward. Again, give Gittens and everyone else a bit more time. I think we'll be okay. It's not the end of the world, but let's hope for better next week. But what did you think? What did you make of the game? What did you make of the performance? How did you feel after seeing Estevao come on? Leave them all in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. All the best. Take it handy. Good luck, cha.